We all strive to make the most of our precious 24 hours each day. But how can we ensure that we're not just busy, but truly productive? Here, we've gathered wisdom from three renowned experts in the field of time management and productivity: Chris Bailey, David Allen, and Jim Kwik. They've shared their invaluable insights on how to plan a productive day. The first step to planning a productive day is to start with a clear intention. We have Chris Bailey, the author of The Productivity Project, Hyperfocus and How to Calm Your Mind, to share about this.
Number one is the rule of three. And the rule is very simple, and it's a very simple intention-setting rule every day. And here it is. At the start of the day, you fast forward to the end of the day in your head, and you ask yourself, by the time the day is done, what three main things will I want to have accomplished? That's the rule. It's so simple, but it's almost stupidly simple, to be honest with you, but it lets you separate what's important from what isn't, and it only takes a few minutes. You don't have to spend hours integrating a complex system into your life to managing what you have to get done. The second one is to do one thing at a time. This is the most important graph you'll ever see as it relates to your productivity. The fewer things we try to do in the moment, the more productive we become, because we don't scatter our attention around in 1,000 different directions at one time. Instead, we channel it with this laser-like focus at one thing at a time. And that forces us to become more deliberate about what we're working on, not only in general, by setting these 3 daily intentions, but also in the moment.
After setting a clear intention for the day, getting clear on what to do exactly is essential. And here's the advice from David Allen, creator of the time management method, Getting Things Done.
To take those things that you've identified that are yanking your chain, and you need to make some really specific decisions about what does the work involve. And there's 2 key questions you need to ask about everything on your list. What outcome am I committed to finish, so that you can define that target out there? What's the project about the budget, about the dog, about the babysitter, and identify those. And then you need to ask yourself, what's the very next action step that I need to take to move forward on that if I were going to move on it? Outcome and action, zeros and ones of productive behavior. What are we trying to accomplish? How do we allocate resources to make it happen? But you need to apply that very specifically if you want to be appropriately engaged with anything yanking your chain out there. The late, great Peter Drucker, you folks should know that, would tell every one of us as knowledge workers, the toughest admonition, your toughest work is defining what your work is. He put it in broad terms. This is very specifically what he's talking about. What is the work embedded in that, and getting very clear about that. And I guarantee you, if you sat down and take at least a few of the things off your list and make these decisions, what's the project? Write it down. What's the action step? Write it down. You will feel exponentially more appropriately engaged with your world. Never seen an exception to that. Then, of course, that's going to feel great, but then you're going to be up against another wall because you're going to look at all that. By the way, most of you have between 30 and 100 projects right now, and most of you have between 150 and 220 next actions right now. So you're going to very quickly leave mind like water when you look at that immensity, unless you start to put it all together. So in all of that, what you're going to need are maps. You need the appropriate maps of all the projects. You need the maps of all the actions you have. And there are other maps you probably need to have. What's my job? Key areas of focus and accountability. What are the things in my personal life I need to watch and manage and take care of on a regular basis? That's another great map. So you need to build maps of all of this so that you can step back and see the whole gestalt of what your life is involved in, so that then you can make good intuitive decisions about what to do.
In addition to gaining clarity of tasks to reduce overwhelm, Jim Kwik, brain coach and New York Times bestseller of the book Limitless, suggests batching tasks to improve your productivity.
Right? Not everybody has equal income or equal network or connections. Not everyone has an equal education, but everybody has 24 hours in a day. And my goal is to get the most out of that 24 hours, and still get enough sleep. Now, as I'm managing my tasks, I'd like to time chunk or task chunk these things together. That at certain times, I like to batch the tasks that are similar around the same time. So I don't have to do a lot of cognitive switchings. When you're doing emails or whatever, part of your brain is lit up. This cognitive web, this neurological web. And I don't want to go from thing to light that up, to shut it down, turn on another one and go back and forth, because you could waste a lot of time to regain your focus. You could also lose a lot of energy. We talk about multitasking and people trying to multitask and make more mistakes, but it also takes a lot of brain glucose to be able to do all that.
So when it comes to planning a productive day, It's all about being clear on what you want to achieve and how to get there. And what you really need is a trusty system to help you along the way. That's where the time flow system comes into play, and it's like your secret weapon for making your daily planning super effective and taking control of your time. Now, let's break it down into 3 elements. North Stars. Think of these as your big picture dreams and goals. They're like your North Star guiding you in the right direction, and with a little help from our AI co-pilot, you can set these up to make sure you're headed where you want to be. Initiatives. These are your action plans. They're the steps you need to take to reach those North Stars. Focus blocks. These aren't just any time slots. They're your dedicated chunks of time, designed to help you keep that momentum going strong. They're your secret sauce for tackling important tasks effectively. And here's the magic. When you use these focus blocks in your daily routine, you're not just keeping busy. You're actively working on the things that truly matter. They align your actions with your goals, ensuring you make solid progress every single day. So there you have it. The keys to planning a productive day. It starts with a clear intention to separate the important from the unimportant. Then, you define your work, breaking it down into actionable steps. Next, you batch similar tasks to optimize your daily routines, conserve precious mental energy, and boost productivity. And with the time flow system, you can align your actions with your aspirations, ensuring that every day is a step forward. Just check out the time flow system to start to take control of your day. You'll then stop being busy and start being productive. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Until next time.